Social media is one of the greatest networking systems ever created. There are no doubts about that. But looking at how its growth had been, people are complaining about the system's ability to present the absolute opposite of one's actual self to the world. It looks like anybody at all can create a persona with the intention of deceiving people and still succeed. This is where the problem begins. This is where the act of deception grows to an uncontrollable level, leading to many conscious and unconscious consequences. Why will a person want to fake a lifestyle? What will make a man or a woman portray something he or she isn't? What is the psychology behind a lifestyle of deception? Stay tuned and let's get into it. This is Bernard and you are watching African Dream Motivation. Without wasting much time, let's begin. According to the University System of Georgia, 1st January 1983 is considered the birthday of the internet. This was the very beginning of a whole new world, where people could be anybody and still exist in real life. As many people began exploring the internet in search of business opportunities, generalized online communities became a medium created for people to interact with each other without meeting face to face. It gave an experience beyond a telephone call, and in the 1990s, the industry began to boom. In 1994, a web hosting service called Beverly Hills Internet was created by David Bonnet and John Reisner. It was later renamed GeoCities. GeoCities.com allowed its site users to select a city in which they will link the hyperlink to their web pages. The idea was to create a community out of the interest of people in a specific geographical area. The site was later acquired by Yahoo in 1999. The Globe.com and Tripod.com, which was created in 1995, followed the same community style of social interaction model using chat rooms. On 17 November 1995, a new social media platform was created, which was a bit different from what was previously known. A man named Randy Comrades created a social media platform called Classmates.com. But the difference was that this particular website made it possible for users to link to each other through their personal email addresses. As the progress were ongoing, others were busy designing advanced features to enhance user engagement and user retention. The new generation of social media networking websites made waves on the internet from the late 90s to the 21st century. A few of these were 6degrees.com, which emerged in 1997, Makeout Club in 2000, Hub Culture, and Friendster in 2002. The 21st century saw greater competition in the internet space than ever. New social media websites became popular, coming in with more advanced platforms, outcompeting many of their predecessors. It was now an international space, with websites from Asia such as SciWorld, launched in 1999, competing also. The South Korean SciWorld became the first profitable mass social media networking website, proving the profitability goals of creators possible. Many social networking platforms were created, but one of the most successful ones was MySpace. It became the biggest in the world just 3 years after its launch in 2002. In 2004, Facebook was launched, and even though the competition was very fierce at that time, it gradually survived, and in 2009, it became the biggest social media platform on the internet. And today, it has over 2.9 billion users. Till today, new social media platforms keep popping up and growing into millions and billions of users every now and then. Some of these platforms act as text messaging tools, image sharing sites, and also video sharing platforms. And then there are the hybrids, which combines all these and make it into one giant networking world. But no matter how many of these online networking platforms are created, the basic purpose of their establishment runs through them. And it is simply to connect people, no matter how close or how far they are. It put the world into the global village perspective. As more and more people join the internet space, different behavioral traits are demonstrated, including people faking lifestyles for popularity. This behavior is on the rise, turning social media platforms into a space of deception. To really understand what is happening, let's look at the motivation behind social media activities. Connecting with people had been part of human behavior right from the beginning and will continue to occur one way or the other. But for every action, there is a cause, and it is easier to understand what a person does by first knowing why he or she does it, and how his personality and perception shape his actions. Social media has been in existence from the early 1990s to date, and over the course of 20 years, it has received massive engagement and acceptance throughout the world. When you're on social media and you are browsing through your newsfeed, you scroll past a couple of posts and keep scrolling until you come across something that sparks your emotional and psychological drive to pause and check it out. There is a reason why the content was posted, and there is also a reason why you decided to pause and check it out. It is a series of emotional involvement, testing our cognitive abilities so many times within a matter of seconds. Before we will be able to have a conclusive stand on why people live fake lives on social media, let's first understand the psychology behind social media shares. This is the mind behind why somebody would like to post something while the other wouldn't. On 18 July 2011, the New York Times Customer Insight Group conducted a research on a topic, the psychology of sharing. Why do people share online? The research was conducted on a sample size of 2,500 active sharers of content online, and the goal was to find out their motivation, intention, and their diverse personas. At the end of the research, the following findings were discovered. First, let's look at the motivating factors. This research reviewed 5 factors as motivation for people sharing things online. 1. To bring value and entertainment content to others. 2. To define oneself to others. 3. To grow and nourish relationships. 4. Self-fulfillment. 5. To get the word out about causes or brands. The next thing this research uncovered was the personas of the sharers. According to the Oxford Dictionary, persona is the aspect of someone's character that is presented to or perceived by others. Wikipedia also digs a little deeper into what a persona is. This is what it says, and I quote, "Depending on the context, is a public image of one's personality or the social role that one adopts, or a fictional character." The word is derived from Latin, where it originally refers to as theatrical mask. On the social web, users develop virtual personas as online identities, unquote. According to the research, 6 different personas were identified. The first was called altruists, which are mostly females and attached to causes. These are people who are considered helpful and share reliable information online. They think about their actions on social media and the internet as a whole and are careful whatever they put out there. They can be said to be well informed and have their followers and friends at heart. They usually forward information through emails. The second persona is called careerist. The people with this persona are career-centered and believe in networking. They like to share information with other career-minded people like them. They are mostly professionals and love to share their opinions. They are fond of using networking platforms like LinkedIn since it matches their persona. The third group are called hipsters. These are young people who portray a strong identity and love sharing things online. They are mostly fond of modern social media platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. The fourth group is called boomerangs. This persona type love to engage and are mostly provocative. They always post controversial things to seek attention and validation. Such people prefer platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Number 5 is called connectors. As the name implies, this persona type is a plan initiator. They are creative and very thoughtful. They usually prefer platforms like Facebook and use email also very often. The sixth and final persona identified is called selectives. People with this persona are resourceful and careful in sharing things online. They are likely to use emails a lot since they only share things to selected people they think will benefit from the material they have. They do not desire to get attention from the general public at all. In a more general perspective, people are likely to have personas like the ones above. But however, there are some cases where people take it to an extreme level. Everyone on social media portray a persona, which is fine, but where it gets wrong is when people portray personas totally different from who they actually are, just to take advantage of others to satisfy their ego. Looking at the research conducted by the New York Times, out of the 5 factors which motivate people to share their things online, we will consider 2 of them here. Firstly, people said that they share things on social media and the internet as a whole to define themselves to others. And then other people too said they share things online to show self-fulfillment. When you look at the Maslow hierarchy of needs, you will see that the last stage is self-fulfillment. That is the goal most people are aiming at on social media without having to work hard for it. With social media, an average person can create a persona to show people that he or she is in the upper class. Because of this, it has become a tool to create a persona that will bridge the gap between one's actual self and one's ideal self. In other words, people trade who they are for who they want to be perceived as. There are 2 types of people living fake lives on social media. The first group are the ones who are faking it till they make it. I call them the attention seekers. And the other group has a goal of using social media to prove their legitimacy. I call them validation seekers. Let's look at them one after the other. First, attention seekers. The fake it till you make it people. Do you have a friend who loves bragging about things he doesn't even own? Any opportunity he gets, he wants to present himself as a person from a rich home, borrowing friends' stuff to back his claims. If you can relate, then faking a lifestyle did not begin with social media, but has been there from the beginning of time. There are people who always want to show different picture when they are in public. And since the internet came, almost everything has been magnified because of its ability to reach even more people. So a friend who liked bragging and wouldn't mind lying to back his claims now has a powerful tool with which he can reach a lot of people and create a persona to show his fake lifestyle without many people knowing the authenticity of his claims. These are people who do everything to bridge the gap between their actual self and their ideal self. The personas they create on social media are carefully presented with an identity of who they want to be. This will eventually attract a group of people who, one way or the other, genuinely share similar dreams with the fake persona. The goal here is to pretend to be something they are not, and while pretending, they get to live the lifestyle they desire someday. There are a lot of people living fake lives, and they will do anything to show a certain lifestyle to people, hoping to get followership out of it. People take pictures in front of luxurious buildings and cars which belong to others just to post on social media. There are some who rent cars just to show off on Instagram and other platforms to portray a rich lifestyle. The race for attention has gone beyond normality to the extent that in today's world, people are able to post their nude on social media to become popular, hoping to amass some followers. The question is, do they actually make it? Well, some people are able to make it out of faking it, but the chances are very slim. Most people are not able to maintain their lifestyle and ends up getting exposed, which destroy everything they've built through faking it. You see, it's all about the following. With real celebrities and superstars, they provide the world with something valuable and build a solid brand which attract businesses to pay them so much to be their brand ambassadors. As social media grew and began reaching billions of people worldwide, influencer marketing has become the order of the day. Brands are now working with individuals with huge followings. Unfortunately, not all companies are ethical. Therefore, some brands blindly offer contracts to people irrespective of their reputation. In illegal schemes, such as pump and dump schemes in the cryptocurrency space, influencer marketing works all the time. Many of these people who amass so much following out of faking it do not even care about their fans. After all, they need to maintain the lifestyle they portray. This has landed a lot of people in trouble, but it is even getting worse. These are the attention seekers, and they will do anything to get your attention. Let's look at the second group, which I call the validation seekers. This type of people are only on social media for validation. Most often than not, these people might be into some shady business activities or might be into some illegal stuff. Therefore, creating a persona on social media as a legitimate business owner creates some sort of social proof and acceptance into society. After all, what people know on social media is that the impersonator is a legitimate businessman or woman. This, to a large extent, validates the source of income of the person and attracts so much following, since such lifestyle attracts a lot of young men and women. Sadly, in most cases, the same tool that builds the reputation makes the fall even harder. In 2011, a young man named Ramon Abbas, popularly known as Hushpuppi, began his journey on Instagram. He began posting pictures of lavish spendings on exotic cars, watches, designer clothes and bags from expensive brands like Gucci, Fendi, and Louis Vuitton. He also had videos of himself boarding helicopters and associating with celebrities, footballers, and Nigerian politicians. He began building a persona of a rich lifestyle on Instagram. And then the question everybody was asking, what does he do to have so much money to flaunt? This gave him the opportunity to present himself as a real estate developer. The validation he was always seeking was right there, and many people saw him as a role model and believed that if they could work hard, they could be just like him. This whole persona on Instagram as a billionaire Gucci master was an opaque persona behind something really dark. His actual self was revealed in June 2020. A guest apartment at Palazzo Versace was raided in an operation code named Foxhunt 2. He was arrested alongside 11 others by the Dubai police, followed by an extradition to the United States. The arrest was part of an FBI investigation that indicted him as being a key player in the transactional cybercrime network that provided safe haven for stolen money around the world. The detective seized more than 150 million dirham, which is about $40 million in cash, 13 luxury cars worth 25 million dirham, which is about $7 million, 21 laptops, 47 smartphones, 15 memory storage devices, 5 external hard drives, and 800,000 emails of potential victims alongside suitcases full of cash. He is believed to have been connected to one of the most dangerous cyber criminals in the world. But wait a minute, is this not the real estate developer on Instagram? Yes, he was a real estate developer on Instagram and a BEC scam expert in real life. This was the role model for many youths in Nigeria because they believed he had worked hard legitimately to make his money. Not everything you see on your screen is real. Everyone on social media has a persona he or she has created. Apart from the general personas we all have, there are many others who seek attention and validation in a rather weird way. Many people today are really living a fake life on social media. Considering the findings of the New York Times, a person with a boomerang persona shares on social media for attention and validation. Therefore, if such a person goes overboard, it becomes a problem. So, is there any way these lifestyles affect others? Living a fake life on social media goes beyond the actor to affect connections even outside their circle. Over the years, research has shown that 51% of the world's population is registered on at least one social media platform. From a marketing perspective, it is very good for business. But from a psychological and mental health perspective, it is extremely worrisome. Many theories have linked social media activities as a cause of clinical and other forms of depression. A research team from the York University in Canada took it upon themselves to find out how much social media affects young women. They focused on women from 18 to 27 years of age who like and comment on photos of people they deem to be more attractive than them. The results show that these young adult women felt more dissatisfied with their own bodies. But the sad reality was that most of these people deemed to be having the perfect bodies might be living a fake life or staging everything they put across the internet. There are people who undertake a thorough Photoshop edit before they even post a picture on Instagram. In 2015, a survey of 736 college students found that Facebook triggers the feeling of envy, and that envy leads to symptoms of depression. And this applies to the other social media platforms too. Many behaviors of people have been influenced by fake lives others are living on social media. We are in a time where young men and women are desperate to make money and live lavish lifestyles simply because when they go on social media platforms, they see people like them posting expensive lifestyles. This is having a serious mental health problem around the globe. And even though some people living this kind of lives have been exposed, it is a persona that has been part of human nature and will continue to be there, especially when the internet makes it easier to hide behind a veil and show the world what you want them to see. You go to your social media newsfeed and you see your friend having a nice time at a pool party, smiling and having fun. You scroll again and you see him or her taking pictures in a big shopping mall in which she probably didn't even buy anything. Seeing these posts on social media might fool you into thinking that your life is miserable, and a whole lot of unnecessary thoughts comes up. This creates a low self-esteem and low confidence affecting so many people. Comparing yourself to others and basing your comparison on what they have that you don't, how perfect their lives are than you and others, are very toxic and must be avoided at all costs. These behaviors in the long run kills your creativity and uniqueness. It can still get worse and lead to you doubting yourself, and if you don't take care, you will get depressed and you may struggle to recover from that. Not everything you see on social media must affect your life. A lot of people are using this platform to hide their true identities. Others come on social media to escape the miseries of their lives. They hide behind the true emotions and portray something different to you. But the reality is that the more miserable they are in real life, the happier they try to look on social media. Personally, I believe social media is to connect people, and every single person using these platforms creates a persona they want the outside world to see. This becomes problematic when people portray what they aren't. It becomes more dramatic when another person somewhere living a normal life sees these pretenders and is convinced that their normal life is miserable. That perception needs to change. Comparing yourself to others you think are better looking or richer leads to envy, jealousy, and depression. Stick to what you're doing. Don't let anyone give you pressure on social media. Always keep in mind that not all things you see and not all lifestyles are real. Don't feel bad about your okay life because of somebody's fake life. Be original and be happy. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any new video we upload. Until we meet next time, have a nice day.